Around about 6 months ago, it came to light that Frozen Blaze was actually a kind of good AFK method, making 1 million or so coins a day without having to do anything. It's been around about half a year since all these videos were made on Frozen Blaze, so I thought it might be a good idea to come back to this and see if it's actually a good method anymore on making money. I'm a completely new person when it comes to Hypixel Skyblock tutorials, so I don't know a really good format to doing these. So you're going to have to bear with me to actually see if I'm good at this. Now, the meta for Hypixel has changed a lot since then, so it'll be interesting to see if it's actually worth it anymore. Personally, I just invested in getting a maxed out set of Frozen Blaze armor. Not specifically for this AFK reasoning, but I'm just kind of interested to see if it's actually worth it. Certainly one thing that's changed within these last 6 months is the attitude to AFKers. I found that there was a lot of negative stigma with AFKers sitting in the goblin pits. So to make sure I didn't really piss anyone off whilst I was doing these tests, I did all of these whilst being fully at my PC. Generally, they like you a lot more if you're there and not just fully away. One of the main issues that I've also found whilst doing these tests is that generally there's quite a big oversaturation of AFKers in every single lobby. For example, this lobby here has 2 people sitting here AFK. And it can be really hard to find a lobby that doesn't have anyone sitting there. And of course, it's not a necessity to find a lobby that's empty, but an empty lobby can considerably increase the rate of money that you can get, because obviously you're not in competition with anyone. So if we actually get to the tests, we'll actually find out if it's worth it. Now, because of the difficulty of finding an empty lobby with no one that wants to kill you, I'm going to only AFK for around about 10 minutes and then round up from there. I know it's very RNG based, but it's very hard to AFK there for longer without some kind of issue or someone joining you. Always someone trying to join your AFK spot, so annoying. So I found an AFK lobby and I'm going to AFK for 10 minutes and show you the results. Hopefully it will stay empty so I can get that nice clean result. So after 10 minutes I've made 96,586 coins. Now obviously give or take a couple hundred coins from running back and just a couple seconds over time. But the benefit of this method is that you're not only just making money off killing these goblins, but you're also getting a load of items as well. Goblin eggs go for quite a bit of money, and the armor goes for around about 1,500 coins as well. We quickly pop over to any kind of NPC merchant, doesn't particularly matter. You can see you can sell these for 1,500 coins. So selling these off as well. Going over to the bazaar, we can sell off these goblin eggs for another 38,000, or about 42,000 if we're selling it via sell order, but we're just going to sell it instantly. So in total, we made around about 146,000 coins. Now for 10 minutes of AFKing, that's pretty good. Except that doesn't get over the point that it took me around about 10 minutes to find a lobby that was actually empty and didn't have people trying to kill me. But apart from that slightly negative reason not to do this, it's pretty efficient. Now obviously I only did a 10-minute test, and if I did it for longer I'd probably get different numbers. But from that 10-minute test, if we calculate up to an hour of AFKing, we would have made just under 900k. Which isn't far from the original numbers of 6 months ago that we saw. So it seems pretty effective using Frozen Blaze. Obviously though, there is other methods of AFKing at that goblin hideout, rather than just using the Frozen Blaze, which is quite expensive. And that is the Battle Pet. But quite a lot cheaper than the Frozen Blaze. You can get a Battle Pet, an epic Battle Pet, around about 7-8 million depending on the prices. And when you level this bad boy up, it can do quite a lot of damage. With Frozen Blaze, it takes tens of millions to make or buy the armor and actually level it up. So if you're planning on actually trying to make a lot of money fast, pretty cheap, honestly, I'd recommend getting the Battle Pet instead of the Frozen Blaze. Now, I don't actually have the Battle Pet because I spent all my money getting a Frozen Blaze set. So, I'm poor. But overall, I think we can conclude from this tiny little test is that it's still pretty effective. I wouldn't do it personally myself, as there are other better money-making methods, but as an AFK system, it's pretty good. Just don't get hated by everyone.